Food, 6 through 10. I'm going to say each of these 5 food terms in English, then Spanish, and clap. And I'd like you guys to repeat them with me. Okay? 6. The meat, la carne. The meat, la carne. 7. The bread, el pan. The bread, el pan. 8. The water, el agua. The water, el agua. 9. The beverage, la bebida. The beverage, la bebida. And 10. The coffee, el café. The coffee, el café. All right, be careful. Notice, carne, pan, and café do not end with an O or an A. There are quite a few. You assume that if a Spanish word ends in O, it's going to be masculine, like el taco, and you assume if a Spanish word ends in A, like casa, it'll be feminine, la casa. Okay, but there are some words like carne, pan, and café that don't end in O or A, and you just have to memorize whether they're male or female. Look at la carne, the meat. Everybody say carnivore. Carnivore. A carnivore eats meat. And if a carnivore eats meat, carne is meat. So the meat is la carne. The meat is la carne. Look at the bread, el pan. Okay, it looks like a word pan. She cooked the bread in the pan. Say that. She cooked the bread in the pan. She cooked the pan in the pan. She cooked the pan in the pan. Now look at number 9, the water, el agua. Now, generally, if a Spanish word ends in A, like casa, it's feminine, la casa. And generally, if a Spanish word ends in O, it's masculine, like el taco. But agua is tricky. It ends with an A, but it's masculine. You've seen this before. Everybody say el dia, or buenos dias. Now, I'm not going to explain this to you in Spanish too. Explaining stuff like this is more of a Spanish 3 or 4 concept. But just remember that agua, even though it ends in A, it's el agua. Now, it's easy to remember. Say aquarium. Aquarium. Say agua, agua. Or aquatic. Agua, or if you know your zodiac sign, Aquarius, the symbol is water. So agua is water, water's agua. But again, be careful, it's el agua. Now, the beverage is la bebida. We've already learned that beber is to drink. We talked about some people that are over 21 drink beer, beber. We've talked about beverages, beber. We talked about beber look like babies. So beber is to drink. Now, bebida is the beverage. This is how I remembered it. I'd have brought a beverage if I'd have known you were thirsty. I'd have brought a beverage if I'd have known you were thirsty. So beber is to drink and bebida is beverage. Now, café is coffee. Notice the accent mark says, hey, don't stress the next to last vowel, stress me. If there were no accent mark, we'd say café, but that accent mark says stress me, café. Now, some of you are thinking, no, café means brown. Sometimes. Some of you are thinking, no, café means coffee shop. Sometimes. Café can mean brown, coffee, or coffee shop. So if Paco walks into a brown coffee shop and drinks a coffee, you could say Paco walks into a café to drink café. So that word coffee means a lot. Café means a lot of things. Coffee, coffee shop, and brown. All right, let's have our little post quiz. I'm going to cover up the Spanish. Take a few seconds, look at the English and say the Spanish equivalents out loud, or even better, look at the English and write down the Spanish equivalents on a piece of paper to make sure that you know food vocab 6 through 10.